Kamado, principal of the International Macrobiotic School, and devoted to empowering people to look after their health well. And on June the 24th, I'm going to be giving a day here at the school in Devon, England, on women's health. And I'm giving a few short videos to preview some of what I'm going to be talking about. I've already done one on various functional problems, menstrual cycle problems, period problems, etc., which you can have a look at, maybe you've seen already. And in this one I want to talk about breast health. The reason for teaching this day, which I really like to do from time to time, is because female reproductive system problems are very common in modern Western society. And there is really so much that we can do with food, lifestyle and emotional healing to prevent and often to heal a lot of these problems. So first of all, I want to look at breast health from a food point of view. What foods are good for the breasts, what are not good for the breasts, what way of eating is going to help breast health. This is something you may not have heard about very much from Western medicine or from doctors and so on, but really is very, very important. If we think that in Oriental medicine terms, the reproductive organs in some ways are storage organs. The breast, the ovaries, the uterus, and also the prostate in men. All these organs are storing nutrients and energy for possible future use. The breasts for producing milk, the ovaries storing eggs, the uterus for possibly nurturing new life, the prostate for storing seminal fluid to go and ejaculate along with the sperm. So all of these organs like to gather from the body and store extra material. If we're eating a diet with no excess in it, then these organs tend to be in really good health. But if we're eating a lot of excess in the diet, then this excess will especially go to the reproductive organs, including the breasts. So what is excess? Fats. Fats and oils. If we're eating too many fats and oils, then more than the body can use. It's not that fat and oil is bad, we need a certain amount, it's just eating more than our body can use on a daily basis is not good because it's going to produce excess and then it's going to get stored in various parts of the body. We all know about heart disease, but it is the same also for breast health. Eating these different kinds of excess is what causes breast cysts, breast lumps, calcifications, benign lumps, cancerous lumps, etc. This is, still somewhat a mystery in Western medicine as to why do we get lumps, bumps, calcifications, growths, skin eruptions, etc. in the body. Principal reason is we're eating too rich a diet, we're eating too many nutrients, more than the body can handle, more than the body can use. And then it starts getting either coming out or starts getting stored in various organs in the body like the breasts, ovaries, uterus. So number one, fats. Really best to eat a plant-based diet, low animal fats. And I want to show you some information from this really excellent, well-respected book, The China Study, by famous American nutritionist Colin Campbell, and in it he looks at the amount of fat being eaten in different countries. Here are the different countries, and the amount of breast cancer occurring in those different countries. So here we can see countries which are only consuming a small amount of animal fat, such as Japan, Thailand, Sri Lanka, only have low rates of breast cancer, whereas those like the UK, the US, Denmark, Netherlands, consuming a lot of animal fat, have high rates of breast cancer, have something like 7 to 10 times the rate of breast cancer as these countries. 7 to 10 times the amount of breast cancer as these countries consuming low amounts of animal fats. So UK, I think we're up to about 1 in 8, 1 in 9 women developing breast cancer during their lives. Here, these countries have 1/8 or 1/10 of the rate of breast cancer. This is something like 1 in 50, 1 in 80. Remarkable. And this is from eating low amounts of animal fats. He actually went on to research, was it animal fats or plant fats? Here's the graph with animal fats, very clear correlation. Plant oils, no correlation. So it's the animal fats. Where do we get animal fats from? Dairy foods, eggs, meat, and meats. And it's not that these are bad foods from a physical health point of view. It's just the amount that one eats. If you're eating more animal fats than the body can use on a daily basis, it's going to cause problems long term. If there's one thing, if you're regularly eating dairy foods, and there's one thing you really want to do to help your breast health, stop eating dairy foods. On our website, International Macrobiotic School website, there's a whole document and guidance you can download on how to give up dairy foods. You need to substitute with other things. Dairy foods are giving us some protein. You need to get into knowing how to cook some really delicious plant proteins using tofu, tempeh, beans, lentils, hummus, etc. They're also giving us some fats, too much, but we do need some fats or oils in our diet. Instead use good quality plant oils, cold pressed olive oil, sunflower oil, sesame oil, etc. Dairy foods are often sold to us, have been sold to us for decades as being a good food to eat because they're high in calcium. Yeah, they've got quite a bit of calcium in, but they've also got a lot of other things in, like a lot of fats and also a fair amount of lactose sugar, which make them unhealthy foods to eat in quantity. So whole plant foods also contain a lot of calcium. Actually getting enough calcium in our diet is not a problem if we're eating a lot of whole foods. Sesame seeds, for example, contain about 10 times as much calcium as milk. Seeds in general, beans, grains, green vegetables, all these things contain good amounts of calcium. So you need to learn to incorporate these other foods into your daily diet. Other foods. Western medicine has found clear relationship between alcohol consumption and the development of breast cancer. The more alcohol you consume, the more breast cancer, similar to fats. Having the occasional alcohol, maybe once or twice a week, something like that, is going to be fine. But if one's consuming alcohol on a daily basis, half a bottle of wine a night, for example, that will be greatly increasing the chances of developing breast problems, including breast cancer. So cut it down. Refined sugars. When we eat refined sugars, these get, with the body can't use them all, they get converted into fats, again going to the breasts, accumulating, causing problems. So there's an awful lot we can do on a food front to have healthier breasts and avoid a lot of very common breast problems that women are suffering these days. Then looking more widely, Oriental medicine looks at the organs as not only having physical functions, but also having energetic, emotional, mental, spiritual functions. And the organs which especially affect the breasts are, first of all, the heart. Here's the heart, here are the breasts. If a woman is breastfeeding, then not only is that baby getting the physical milk, it's also getting a lot of love from her heart coming through the milk. If you're not breastfeeding, you still need to be loving your breasts. Unfortunately, in modern culture, so much judgment around the size, the shape, and what breasts should look like, and so a lot of women are carrying a lot of negative messages around their breasts. So important to love your body including to love your breasts, whether they're big, small, what shape, whatever. Our whole being, our whole body, and your breasts deserve to be loved. So you may need to practice this. Even some evidence coming out now, for example, that women who've had breast cancer, if they have a lot more joy in their life, and joy we tend to feel in the heart, they have less recurrence of breast cancer than women that report that they have little joy in their life. So important to love our breasts. Another organ, the liver, in Oriental medicine is supplying not only nutrients but also energy into our whole being, into our physical body for movement, into our emotions, our creativity, so we can move forward, be creative in our lives. Things which the liver don't like, a lot of heavy animal foods, already talked about that, lack of physical movement, regular exercise really helps that liver energy to move. Emotional expression, if you're hanging on to a lot of emotions, a lot of anger, resentment, frustration, sadness, grief, that will be blocking your liver energy. That will be blocking your qi flow in your body, and the liver and its associate, the gallbladder meridian, have a big effect on the sides of the body and on the sides of the breasts, cause stagnation inside of the breasts, can cause things like some breast pain, often premenstrually, but also create stagnation. Where there's stagnation, then accumulation happens much more of all of that excess which I've already talked about and contributes to breast problems. And thirdly, the spleen or the spleen pancreas energy. The pancreas paired with the stomach to do with nourishment, food nourishment, but other forms of nourishment as well. So if we're nourishing ourselves well and healthily with food, they tend to be happier. And if we're nourishing ourselves in our life with whatever nourishes us, whether that's rest, we seem to be very bad in modern culture at resting, at having fun, at doing whatever it is that nourishes you, seeing friends, seeing family, sometimes time on our own, reading, knitting, whatever it is. It's important that we're nourishing ourselves in our life. A lot of us have a bad habit of nourishing other people a lot better than nourishing ourselves. When we're feeling unnourished in our lives, maybe we also got a lot of external demands. Tough when you've got children, financial demands, work, etc. We're giving out a lot. Really important to try and find short times of nourishing yourself as well. Because if we start feeling very undernourished, what we often do is start going for sweet foods, which initially feel nourishing. But we need to keep eating them because deeply we're undernourished. So we need to keep eating the chocolate, the cappuccinos, the cake, biscuits, cookies, etc. And these combination of sugars, fats, refined flours, other kind of ultra-processed foods, just create more excess in the body and create a lot of breast problems. So need to love yourself, make sure that your emotions and your life is moving forwards, and if you're holding on to a lot of emotion, then sort them out. Write them down, talk to friends, get some therapy, go on YouTube, find out how to heal your emotions. And we need to nourish ourselves well too. So that's a quick guide to breast health and how to avoid and also heal a lot of different breast health problems. If you'd like to know more, then please check out on our website the Women's Health Day on June 24th. It would be great to see you there. I'm going to go into much more depth and have a great lunch as well. It would be wonderful to see you there. Thank you very much for listening.